How can we make that joyful smile real? It starts by managing your expectations. I want to quickly give you 5 ways to ensure you don't waste the moment through managing expectations properly. This means limiting, restraining, or reducing your belief that something should happen a certain way on game day. There's a lot of things that will happen you can't control, but you can control your thermostat with the right perspective. So let's manage our expectations. First, your expectations of yourself. Number 1. We often demand so much from ourselves and others that we cannot relax and play early on. Half the game goes by before we settle down and do what we do. This is the first game of the season. This will not be your best game. If it is, you're in for a long season. So let's get our mind right. You will make mistakes. You're human. What makes you great isn't the mistakes you make, but how you recover from them with courage. Don't compound them by allowing your emotions and perfectionistic pregame angst to demoralize you into trying to make up for bad plays with other dumb mistakes, which happens all the time. You need to develop a sense of humor about yourself. If you take yourself so seriously, you're going to lose heart quickly when you're under pressure. Have a little humility and chuckle at yourself, and then get after it on the next play. You have to understand, great leaders thrive under pressure because they compete through their mistakes. They don't keep count of them. It's very important to understand that difference. To remain calm and reduce expectations on yourself, and to keep that smile real, focus entirely on serving your teammates and coaches with your best effort. You see, servants don't have the luxury of feeling sorry for themselves if they're yelled at, or they make mistakes, or they fail. They need to keep serving the team no matter what happens. If you take that posture of a servant with everyone, even the managers and the water persons, you'll be able to keep perspective in the game, that critical perspective you need. And you'll be able to smile a little bit more. All right, now number 2, you got to control or manage your expectations of your teammates. Players all make mistakes, and you must control your attitude toward them by reducing your expectations of them. Not your expectations of them lining up right or doing as they're told if you're in charge, but in them being something more than they are in the moment. They're just like you, they're human. Sometimes we project our high expectations on ourselves onto our teammates, and it makes us irritated quicker if they fail. We chirp at them, we get frustrated too easily. When we do, we show a lack of confidence in them. I'm guilty of this so many times, and I just want my team and teammates to do so well, and I know they're capable of doing it. I just get really frustrated quickly if they don't perform how I want them to or how I believe they should in the moment. Also, if I'm thinking this way, you know others feel that way too, so you get bickering back and forth in the huddle. We have to shut that down. Remember, we can control the thermostats if we manage our expectations of our teammates in a practical way under the pressure of game day. We do that through what we call the weapons of leadership: gratefulness and encouragement. See, we're all our own worst enemies at times, and these verbal weapons are the antidote to lost team momentum, team discouragement, and a lot of self-pity that happens when kids are under pressure. We need to express gratitude for others' effort, participation, investment, and skill. We need to be specific and intentional to see others doing good things and thank them for it. We need to catch others doing things well. See, by doing this, we're constantly reminding ourselves through telling them what they do well that we still believe in them. If we're busy finding good in others, we won't have time to find the faults. You see, gratitude takes your attitude outside yourself. It focuses outward. Encouragement takes others' attitudes outside themselves. So work those two weapons together. It takes no skill to find fault in anyone. It's effortless. But great leaders find their joy by focusing on the best in others and are constantly reminding them of it. And make sure you smile when you do it. All right, number 3, managing expectations of your coaches. If a coach could unzip you and climb inside your uniform on game day, he'd do it in a hot minute. They're like caged lions on the sideline. They don't get to hunt and eat. They have to send all their energy onto the field through you. They've earned the right to be a little excited and fired up at you if you're not doing your job. And they're fired up. They've spent thousands of hours preparing for something they don't even get to do. They have to watch you do it for them. Imagine that for a moment. You spend thousands of hours preparing to do something that you have to trust a teenager under pressure to do on your behalf. How would you feel? See, we put coaches on a pedestal and we forget the everyday sacrifices and the game day sacrifices they make in trusting you with their jobs, their dreams, and their opportunities. As you go, they go. They've hitched their wagon to your horsepower. So, what are they getting from you? Are they going to be able to depend on you? Or will they have to work around you because you think they don't like you because they get pumped up at you a little bit? Listen, let them rant and rave. Don't get offended. Look them in the eye, respond respectfully, and take what you got coming. You look at them when you do well for encouragement, so take it when you blow it. Listen, if they didn't care about you and you weren't playing, they wouldn't be getting after you in that moment. It's a gift to have a coach who cares enough to get in your grill. It means you matter. You matter to the team in this moment, and you must never forget that. When you want to hang your head and feel sorry for yourself because you're getting corrected. You matter. The coach is telling you that when he's coaching you. So pay attention and get back to keeping your promise to your teammates that you made. I'm going to be 68 and breezy. Listen, your coaches aren't perfect. They'll call bad plays, make bad decisions, and show outbursts of anger at the strangest times. But don't forget, they're doing it because you matter. Let your confident smile and eye contact with them reset their thermostat too, all right? All right, number 4, we need to manage our expectations of the referees. They are going to make some calls that won't go your way. It's their first game too, and it won't be their best either. I'm not sure they ever have a best. This is why you have to control your response and attitude. If you're the captain and he's talking to you, watch your tone to ensure you keep it respectful and responsive. Understand, the official is a constant test of your thermostat. Bad calls at the wrong time, big plays erased by flags, compounded penalties because of poor alignment in the first game, players getting beat and trying to make up for it with blocks in the back. Listen, on big plays, watch for flags. Be genuinely surprised when there isn't one. Because in the first game, you should expect them more. The longer a play stays alive, the longer the referees have time to view what's happening. The more players fatigue, the more likely mistakes are going to get called. It's just the way things go. But if you're expecting it, not as a negative, immature rant moment to feel sorry for yourself, you remain calm and prepared that you may be called on to make a bigger play the next time to overcome the yardage we just lost on the penalty. Listen, don't think your offense is so bad it's only got one explosive play in it per game that the refs just took away. Be an explosive play machine that reloads after bad calls. The next play from a deeper hole is just the opportunity your offense may need to demoralize the defense's control of the momentum of the game with another back-breaking big play. This time it produces a first down or a touchdown. That's just how we roll, bad refs or not. And again, keep that smile on your face. Okay, number 5, manage your expectations of your opponents. Have you ever heard the phrase, the opponents put their pants on one leg at a time just like you? Well, it's not only true, but they're just as nervous as you are. They have all the same anxieties and challenges facing them. Just because they're talking doesn't mean it isn't true. Don't assume things about your opponent that you don't know. Don't watch film to see how good they are or how bad they are, how good your players are against theirs. Watch film to see their schemes and process. Don't interact with the outcome of the game before it's played. Some weak-minded leaders think about winning and losing, and that distracts them. You can't get distracted from the job at hand. The job at hand is to move the chains. Never assume an outcome, nor concern yourself with that in preparation for game day. Winning and losing is a team thing, never a you thing. You cannot win or lose a game. You can only contribute plays, not outcomes. So you need to focus on making plays and moving the chains. Let the opponent worry about the outcome. You only see those orange chains, whether they need to move or stop depending on which side of the ball you play. That's got to be your focus, 10 yards at a time, or getting off the field to give the ball to your offense. Opponents are more apt to make mistakes when you execute well, so don't think about them in terms of being better or worse, but rather how your execution can create an environment for their breakdowns when they're on the field. So the only question you need to answer is not how good or bad the opponent's going to be, but how good or bad your attitude, effort, and execution will be when they show up. That's what you got to be focused on. You can't control them with your mind. Don't try. Influence them to failure through your focus and execution driven by your joyful passion to serve your teammates. And then when it's over, glance up at the scoreboard and see how you did. Listen, I hope this helps you prepare. I hope this sets your thermostat to 68 and breezy. It's week 1 and we've got a great opportunity ahead of us. Let's do it with joy. NFA Nation, good luck. We'll see you next week after that win.